Hey everyone, it's Dr. Ty with East Valley Chiropractic. We're going to go over cervical adjustments, what we're looking for in the cervical spine. And so most of you know that when we adjust your neck, for the most part, we're having you laying on your back. But really what we're looking for, or what I'm feeling for in that position, so you can see Lauchi sitting here. So most people know that you can feel those bumpy things in the middle of your spine. Those are called your spinous process. Well, those continue up through the neck. And so what we're actually palpating is right beside what we call the articular pillars. But you can feel, even if you just massage somebody, if you push right in on the side, right next to the spinous process, there's this little groove, so to say. And that's where we're palpating our hands, or we're putting our hands and feeling for the bones that have rotated or misaligned. So if you want to lay on your back here, Lauchi. So what it looks like when we're having you lay on your back is we put our fingers right in that little groove. And then what I'll do a lot of times, you'll feel me, is kind of slightly push into that area. What I'm doing, or what it's called, is motion palpation. So I'm feeling for the motion or the springiness of that joint. If there's no spring within that joint, then I know that this is an area that's fixated or subluxated that needs to have that movement restored. Most of the time in the cervical spine, when we're making those adjustments, you'll hear kind of that loud cracking, popping, and things like that, and a lot of people will get alarmed by it, but the reason why you're alarmed by it is because it's closer to the ear, so it sounds a lot louder than it really is. But adjustments in the cervical spine help with a number of things, anywhere from headaches to neck pain to people who experience like carpal tunnel or numbness and tingling. Those nerves start in the lower part of the neck, go down the arms, hands, and fingers. Adjusting the cervical spine is very important from a neurological standpoint, because that's where the postural control centers are that help control all those muscles that run right along your spine that are in charge of posture. We've helped people with high blood pressure. Those blood pressure regulation centers are right at the top of the cervical spine as well. And so there's a whole host of immune system is another big one. There's a nerve, a cranial nerve called the vagus nerve that's very, very important in the cervical spine that we can adjust. And so there's a whole host of improvements and things that we can adjust for within the cervical spine. So that's why it's oftentimes, yes, one of the more maybe scary for people to get adjust, but there's a lot of different ways that we can adjust it when you're laying down, when you're sitting with instruments. So it's really important to have that cervical spine adjusted. And like I said, we can make many different types of adjustments and ways to adjust the spine if you're concerned about the turning and cracking. If you have any questions, obviously let us know, but that's what we're looking for with the cervical spine here.